Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, how are you doing today? A couple of weeks ago I put an Instagram story up and asked you to ask me any questions that you might have, because I feel like I haven't really connected with you properly in a while. I used to do a lot of lives on my Instagram and I haven't done them in months now. There's a reason for that. I don't feel too comfortable discussing it at the moment, but I thought just doing a simple Q&A might be something similar to that. And one of my lovely followers, Disney Senza, sent me a huge box of Disney Legos about a month ago. Like, it was incredible, like a massive giant box full of Disney Legos. I was so overwhelmed. I'm very thankful. So Disney Senza, if you're watching, thank you so much. I have one of them here with me, and of course it's the Ariel Little Mermaid one. You probably can't see it very well, but I thought it might be fun if I tried to build this Lego as I answered some of your questions. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh my god. This is what the photo is meant to look like in the end. So we do have Ariel on there, Flounder's there somewhere, some of like Ariel's sisters I believe are there as well. Yep. There's quite a lot of pieces here. Oh my god, I've just found Ariel. That is so funny. Okay, so the first question here is, how did you fall in love with Disney? That's a good question, and this is from Cinderella.saga. How did I fall in love with Disney? I think it's just like a typical situation with like most children. Like, since I was a child, I always watched Disney films. My parents would, you know, show me Disney cartoons and stuff. And yeah, I was very lucky that I went to Disneyland Paris a lot as a child. The reason for that is because I used to live in Switzerland, Geneva. Geneva's not very far from France, so my dad was able to drive us there often. When I say often, I don't mean like all the time, maybe like once a year kind of thing. And the Disney parks just enhanced my love for Disney even more. There was a Disney home video that I used to watch a lot as well. It was like a Disneyland sing-along from, I think it's either from 1990 or 1989. But yeah, you can find it on YouTube. I've talked about this before, but it's just like a sing-along video from Disneyland California, and you know, that was like my favorite thing to watch at home when I wasn't in Disneyland Paris. So yeah, I think that's kind of how my love started. Coleman_ asks, what's been your favorite Disney trip or favorite character meet? And that is a very difficult question. I've been, again, so lucky that I've managed to go to Disney parks all over the world so many times that it's really hard to pick like one favorite. Like, all my childhood trips honestly are very special to me. I can't fault them, you know. They were the essence of kind of why I ended up loving the Disney parks so much. They are just really lovely family memories. So yeah, I'm not going to really choose from the childhood ones because they're all very special to me. I think as an adult, I think it was a trip that I went to be fair, there was a couple of years ago, 2016, that's like 4 years ago now. My friend Rebecca and I went to Disneyland Paris a lot. We both had annual passes at the time. I still have mine, but it was just a year where we went all the time, and I went a lot as well. Like, I think I was in Disneyland Paris almost every month that year, and it was just very special. So I have really great memories with her as well, just being in Disneyland so often. My trip to Shanghai Disneyland again in 2016 was so special, something I never thought I'd be able to do. I was very lucky to be able to go there for its grand opening. Honestly, Hong Kong Disneyland last year was, again, such an amazing trip because it came at the perfect time. I was going through a very difficult time last year. If you don't know, if you're a new subscriber of mine, my channel, this channel that you're watching me right now, got hacked about a year and a bit ago, and I didn't have a channel at all for like 4 months, and I didn't know what to do. I tried to kind of make some videos on another channel, but my heart wasn't in it. I felt just very defeated, and it was around that time that my friend was working in Hong Kong Disneyland, so I thought, yeah, let's go and visit her. My friend Izzy came along with me, and it just was so good for me because it kind of gave me my mojo back, I think that's what you call it. I don't know, I think I just needed to go to a new Disney park to feel like excited about vlogging again. And bear in mind, like I said, I didn't have a channel at the time, so I just needed like some inspiration to kind of try and find a way to move on from my channel being gone. And then weirdly enough, it's just like, I love how life works. Whilst I was in Hong Kong Disneyland on my final day, I finally got the lovely, phenomenal news from YouTube that my channel was back on. Like, they restored it after emails back and forth, like so many emails for like months. I was chatting to YouTube and it just wasn't going anywhere. And it was just an amazing, iconic trip for me. So yeah. Guys, there's a dolphin. I don't know how you can see it, but there's an actual dolphin. That's so funny. That is the best thing I've seen today. Look. This is what I've made so far. It only took me like 5 minutes. Next question, Steffi Wyatt. Hi Steph. She asks, what's your favorite thing to do for self-care? That is a very important question. I think especially during this time in this pandemic, this 2020 in general, a lot of us are probably feeling, you know, just the weight of things. You know, it's not been easy. It's definitely not been easy for me. It's been the worst year of my life, I'm not gonna lie. So that's why it's important to do all we can to, yeah, care for ourselves, you know, for mental health and everything. For me, what I've tried to do throughout this time is to listen to what I want to do as much as I can. It's hard, you know, there are many days when I'm just like, I need to be more productive, I need to be doing more, why am I just not doing anything? And it sucks, but I think you just need to remember that, especially when times are tough, you need to listen to what's good for you. I play the piano a lot. For me, that's definitely an outlet of just like getting my emotions out and just focusing on one thing. Started skateboarding again. I'm not very good at skateboarding, and that's exactly why it's good for me, because I still need to focus a lot when I'm on the skateboard, otherwise I'd definitely fall. So just the fact that I'm like constantly focusing, it's a big challenge, you know. I want to make sure I do things right, I want to make sure I don't fall. Putting all my energy and thoughts into that for like, I don't know, half an hour or whatever, helps me forget about everything else. So that's good. And obviously skateboarding is an activity, it's exercise, so endorphins, that's the one, they come out, they get released, so that automatically makes you feel better. I've been going on walks a lot. Like walking just generally has helped me a lot in the past few years, not just this year, but long walks are my favorites. In fact, speaking of that, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I posted about this about a week ago, but on the 21st of October 2020, I'm doing a 30-kilometer walk for charity. 30 kilometers is long, like it's a very long distance. It's nearly the distance of a marathon. I think it's about 75% of what a marathon, a full marathon is. It's long, it's going to be very hard, very challenging. I've never walked more than 10 kilometers in one go, and even with that, like, it's not like I do 10 kilometers all the time. Normally if I go on a walk I do about 5 or 6 kilometers, so I'm used to that, but like, you know, 30 kilometers is 6 times the length that what I'm used to. So it's going to be hard, but I'm doing it for charity, like I said, and the charity that I've chosen is the Alzheimer's Society, because my grandmother, she died from Alzheimer's complications 5 years ago. So the 21st of October 2020 is exactly the 5-year anniversary of her death. She was pretty young, you know, she was in her early 70s, so in this day and age that's considered pretty young. It's not too old, and she would have definitely lived longer if she didn't have this annoying disease. So yeah, if you want to hear my story and like more about this walk, I'll leave the link down below my Just Giving page. I would really appreciate you donating anything you can, honestly, even if it's like £1. It will help, it really will. It will give me the motivation on the day to do the walk, because like I said, I know it's not going to be easy. Like, it's not an easy thing to do, 30 kilometers. I'm scared, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very worried about it, but I obviously am going to do my best to make sure I complete it. So yeah, if you want to donate, the link is down below, and if you can't donate, if you just share the link with anyone that might be interested in giving like a couple of pounds, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Question, Megan Trewick _5 asks, when do you think you will go back to Disneyland Paris? Honestly, I don't know. If I'm completely honest with you, I have had a couple of trips booked that I've then decided to postpone. When I did the video, I don't know if you've watched the video, but there's a video on my channel that I posted about a month ago now where I faked going to Disneyland Paris and tricked basically everyone on my Instagram that I was in Disneyland Paris when I actually wasn't. I didn't leave my home once during those 3 days. The reason that I did that video, like what inspired me to do it, apart from the fact that it's just a YouTube trend, but it was also because originally I had booked to go to Disneyland Paris on those days at the beginning of September, and then I decided to postpone it because I just didn't feel safe enough with the new rules and everything. I do have a trip booked at the moment, presently, for the end of this month, end of October. Whether or not it goes ahead, I don't know. I might feel like I don't want to go again. I might just feel like it's not safe again when we get closer to the end of October. I also do have a trip booked for the end of November, and that is with one of my really good friends. So again, I am not counting on any of them happening. The reason I don't announce them is because I don't know if they'll happen or not. I don't like announcing these things and making money off announcements when, you know, they might not happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion. I don't like making content that is just for money, if you know what I mean. But yeah, hopefully the end of October, if not the end of November, if not next year. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm living my life. I don't need to go to Disneyland Paris. Please look at this. That is so cute. We've got the brush and the lipstick. And like, I guess this Ariel is like vanity area. That's cute. Next question. Carter G88 Theatre and Lifestyle asks, favorite musical? You can't pick Billy Elliot. Okay, that is a good question. Billy Elliot is definitely one of my favorite musicals, but apart from that, I would say either Wicked or Avenue Q the musical. Both of them are very great shows. Wicked just means a lot to me because it's one of the first shows that I fell in love with, and then Avenue Q I think is one of the most incredible, most clever, awesome shows that has ever been written. Okay, this is also done so far for the time being. I'm on page 20 if you're wondering. I'm probably going quite slow, but what can you do? Ainsley K_92, I really hope I said your name right, asks Disneyland California or Walt Disney World. That's a good question, quite a difficult question. If you'd asked me this like a couple of years ago, I would have said for sure Disneyland California, and to be honest, I still think I prefer Disneyland California to Disney World. The problem is I've just been to Disney World more, so I've got more memories in Disney World. But if I had to choose, I would still go for Disneyland California. I've only been to Disneyland California once, and it was 4 years ago, but it was an incredible trip. Like the parks, both of them, both Disneyland and California Adventure, are so magical. They're the most two magical parks I've ever been to, for sure, no doubt. So yeah, Disneyland California I think just has that extra edge on Disney World. Disney World is really fun as well. I don't dislike Disney World. People think I do for some reason. I don't. If I disliked it, I wouldn't be going so often. Like, of my own money as well, I pay to go to Disney World, and Disney World trips aren't cheap. I'm just very open-minded and realistic. And like, for instance, when I go to Disney World, if I mention that I don't like a particular ride in Disney World and that the equivalent of that ride in Disneyland Paris is better, it doesn't mean that I don't like Disney World. It just means that I prefer a particular ride in Disneyland Paris than I do in Disney World. You know what I mean? Disney World definitely has its good points as well, and I've had some phenomenal times there. Got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got hits and what's it's galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see them dancing, walking along on the, what do you call them? Feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, scrolling along down the, what's that word again? Streets. Londoner01A asks, what's your favorite season? The season that we're in right now, autumn, is my favorite season. I've always enjoyed autumn, and just generally speaking, the in-between seasons like autumn and spring are my favorites because I like the idea of change. So like when the weather is gradually changing from being pretty hot and warm to colder, I like those days, those kind of in-between days, and I generally prefer cooler months anyway. So yeah, autumn is by far my favorite season, although honestly speaking, I love every season. Like, every season has something cute to offer, and I appreciate it for what it is. Question. Alice_E_Bailey asks, what is your go-to Nando's order? That's a good question, considering I'm probably going to get myself a Nando's Deliveroo tonight because it's a Saturday night, and why not? I normally get, and my Nando's orders has changed in the past couple of years. I used to get a chicken burger plain. Those days are behind me. These days I get the chicken thighs, so like 4 chicken thighs, and I go for medium because I have progressed to a step above, and medium is absolutely fine for me. And I get 2 sides with it, and the sides are garlic bread because amazing. Nando's garlic bread is just one of the best, and broccoli, long stem broccoli. I know, a bit boring, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Nando's fries, so I don't mind not eating fries. Instead I get my garlic bread, which I love, and then the broccolis I actually really enjoy as well, and I love chicken thighs. So yeah, if I'm feeling particularly hungry, I might also add corn on the cob, because those are really good as well. But yeah, that is my standard Nando's order. Leave comments down below and let me know yours. guys, we're getting somewhere. I'm on page 45 right now, and I haven't got many things left to do. I mean, there's not many pieces left on the table. I think we're about to do something exciting. I don't really know what though. Let's have a look. Oh my god, that's so cool. It's a simple mechanism, okay, but I love it. I love it so much. We can open this little rooftop thing just by pulling this, and I made this. I'm basically God. That's why they call me Sam for God. Speaking of Sam for God, Safi Lee asks, what is the meaning behind your Instagram handle, which is also my YouTube handle, which is basically my handle everywhere on social media, Sam for God. Let me tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of this username, but I've had it since I was about 14 or 15, and I've stayed with it like everywhere. But basically, when I was 15 years old, I started school at this Christian school, very Christian school in Austria. It was called Vienna Christian School at the time. I am not Christian myself. I grew up Muslim, but I'm not Muslim either. I don't identify with any religion, to be honest. But anyway, when I started at this school, there was a girl at that school, one of my classmates, and her email address at the time was girlforgodsomething.com. I can't remember exactly, but I remember seeing that email, Girl for God, and thinking, wow, that looks really cool. Just like the aesthetics of it, the way it was written with the number 4, I was like, wow, that looks really cool. This girl presumably was very Christian, like she genuinely cared about God or whatever, and that's probably why that was her username or her email address or whatever. But I just liked the way it looked, and so I decided to be inspired by her, or basically copy her, and just change Girl to Sam, because Sam is my name, and I actually thought that looked better because there are only 3 letters in both Sam and in God, so I was like, oh, aesthetically that looks even cooler than Girl for God. So yeah, Sam for God. And at the time I was very active on like a lot of forums and stuff. Like I was a big fan of McFly. I still am a big fan of McFly, but I used to go on like McFly fan sites and stuff constantly, and like write to other fans and stuff on these forums. So I wanted a username that I could just have on all these different forums instead of having to constantly make new ones and coming up with new names and stuff. Like before that, I used to have names like, I don't know, Sam Loves Dougie or something like that, generic stuff. And I thought, with Sam for God, I can just stick to one and not have to worry about coming up with new ones. And that's why I started with Sam for God, and that's why my username is still Sam for God. It's not a religious username. I actually like the double meaning of it because it can mean both that I love God, like Sam for God, like I'll do anything for God kind of thing, but also some people think it means that I want to be God. You know, like when somebody goes for president or whatever, they're like, oh, Sam for president, and now they're saying Sam for God, like, oh, I should be God. It's what it is. People are used to it now. I can't really change it, but there you go. You've got the story now. Okay, guys, by the looks of it, we are done with the first booklet. There's only one more to go and very few pieces left. I'm very excited. This is really coming together. Like, look at it. Just look at it. This is exciting. And we've got all our characters here as well. Obviously, they're not on the structure just yet, but doing good. My cousin Fatima, her username is mybookcorner_, asks, what's your favorite word in German? Fun fact, actually, recently I've been taking German lessons, like actual tutoring lessons with a German speaking person online, and it's really good. It's really helpful. It's helping take my German to the next level, which is what I need. I've already finished the German tree in Duolingo back in like February, so since then I've been trying to find new methods to improve my German. Anyway, my favorite word in German, my cousin already knows this, but allerdings. Allerdings just makes me laugh so much. It's a cute word. I love it so much because think about it. When you hear the word allerdings, what does that make you think? To me personally, it reminds me of Aladdin. Allerdings, Aladdin, they sound pretty similar. Now, what do you think allerdings actually means in German? It means indeed. Allerdings means indeed, and that's why it's actually quite a common word in German. Like people use it a lot. You hear it quite often because indeed is quite a common word. You know, I say it quite a lot in English. Allerdings. I love it. Next question, Jennifer Brown_X asks, are there any more countries that you would like to live in? Yes, France for sure. I definitely need to finally at some point in my 30s move to France for like at least a year or two. Sorry about that noise, I don't know why I'm moving so much. Also, I'm very aware that the lighting is slowly going down. I'm using natural lighting and it's like 5:30 right now. I started filming this about an hour ago. So, you know, the sun is setting. It's just what the sun does. But yes, France is for sure a country that I would love to live in. Potentially Germany as well. I think Germany might be fun just to, you know, experience living there for a bit. It's probably very similar to Austria, and I'm very, you know, used to living in Austria. Any European country really. I'm very keen on, you know, experiencing more of Europe. There are some countries that I would never like to live in. For instance, America. The idea of living in America just doesn't please me whatsoever. But yeah, I'm very open to basically any country in Europe. Cool. This is cool. Look at that. We've got a slide, guys. Ah! Don't worry, all is fine. Just wanted to show you the little slide I've just managed to put here. Pretty cool. So my battery actually died. Can you believe it? That's why the angle's a bit different now, and I've turned on an extra light as well because it is basically dark now outside. I have finished this. I'll show it to you in a second, but before I show it to you, I thought I'd answer maybe like 2 or 3 more questions because I feel like I've definitely not answered enough, and I received so many great questions from you that I just would feel bad if I don't answer a couple more. Kathleen McDermott 25, hi Kathleen, asks favorite live action Disney film. I think it has to be either Beauty and the Beast. I know that it wasn't like perfect. I know that Emma Watson wasn't the most perfect Belle. Her voice wasn't the best, but that's fine. I don't really mind. I feel like she acted it pretty well. I just really like that film. I think they really captured everything that I like about an animation, and it was just very beautiful, very visually stunning. I loved the extra songs in it. I actually think I prefer the live action Beauty and the Beast more than the animation. I know that may be a sin, but yeah, I really like that one. Also, Aladdin's quite good as well. Rebecca McGrail, hi Rebecca, asks, what's the prettiest rock you've seen? Haha. Definitely you, Rebecca, darling. You are my favorite rock. Lauren Tilbury, hi Lauren. She asks, do you have favorite viewers / followers, or any you think are a bit odd? Honestly, no. Like, I love all my followers, but obviously there are some that I, you know, recognize more because I interact with them more. Like, I see the usernames more often, so maybe, I guess in some ways they're my favorites because I just see them more. I know who they are. There are definitely some weirdos out there, but those people I wouldn't say honestly my followers. They're just like random people that come across me every now and again, send me something weird, and then I'm like, okay, hopefully I'll never see you again. Richard Mercer, I'm really sorry that I'm getting your surname wrong. Hi Richard, I really enjoy you and your Instagram page. He asks, if you could imagine a DLP attraction into something else, what would you change? That is a really good question. It's going to be the last question I answer. I think, you know the Storybook ride? A lot of people love it, and it's a pretty cute ride, but I think it's kind of outdated. I think it's more of just like a chilling, like, you know, relaxing kind of ride. I never get excited about it. It's in Fantasyland, by the way, if you don't know where it is. I think that could definitely be changed into something else. Anything, just maybe like a slow boat ride that takes you on an adventure where you see like scenes from one particular film rather than, you know, just random bits and bobs. I don't know. Indiana Jones as well, the roller coaster in Disneyland Paris. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun ride, but it's very short and it doesn't have too much theming in my opinion, and maybe it's just because I'm not the biggest Indiana Jones fan, but maybe that could be changed into like a Hercules roller coaster. That would be so cool. It wouldn't really go well with the theming of the land that it's in, but yeah, I think those 2 rides in Disneyland Park are like the rides that I'm not too keen on. But anyway, that is the end of this video. I'm obviously going to show you this very, very quickly. So it is done. I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna, in fact, it's gonna be hard for me to show it to you properly, so let's go to a cutaway of you seeing everything that I created.
My old friend.
But yeah, that is the end of the video, guys. Once again, thank you so much to Disney Senza for sending me this Lego set. He sent me quite a few other ones as well, like I said, so maybe every once in a while I might do another like chilled video like this, just kind of answering your questions and you know, making Lego, building Lego. But yeah, there you go, that's me and Ariel. Subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. Follow me on Instagram, especially if you want to like see the journey of my walk, my 30-kilometer walk that I'm going to do in about a week's time. I'll be sharing the journey on my Instagram stories. I'll be making a whole vlog about it as well, but I'm really scared about it. Like I said, I'm really worried. It's a long journey, so like I said, please, if you can, donate any amount that you can in the link down below. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.